Yo, what is going on, everybody? Good morning, wherever you are in the world. It is 6 a.m. Where I'm at, so it's morning. What's up, everybody? It's good to be back. It's good to be back. Damn good to be back. It's been far too long since I've been on, so I gotta get I gotta get back into figuring out where the heck I was on this glove. Oh, you haven't slept yet, Tim? Dude, go to sleep, bro. Go to sleep. How you doing though, Tim? I guess I can show you my screen now. Yo. Oh, hello. Um, yeah. So I was actually out for a while. I was spent about almost 2 weeks in Italy doing an art trip. So it was awesome. Went to Venice for like 3 days, Florence for 3 days, and then Rome for 4 days. It was like it was art safari, go go go. Probably like I don't know, at least two or three different museums a day, 20 to 30,000 steps a day, kind of thing. It was insane. I saw so much artwork. It was nuts. Um, but it was definitely eye-opening to be able to go back to where a lot of this sculpting really started. At least the Renaissance started. Um, Go back and see like Michelangelo sculptures in real life, Bernini sculptures. I had a chance to actually sit there in the Borghese in Rome and sketch Bernini statues. Like, what? What? Oh man, it was so awesome. It was absolutely just an experience of a lifetime. So the good news is, or the even better news is I took about 4 gajillion pictures, and a lot of them were mostly sculptures. So planning on putting it together and just releasing it. So if any of you guys are interested in picking it up, definitely definitely be a good resource for references. And I think that once I'm finished with this project, I don't think this project will go on for a whole lot longer. But once I'm done with this project, I want to focus on sculpting folds and anatomy. So I want to kind of like focus a little bit more on like the classical style sculpting, because I got plenty of reference, man, plenty of reference. So I think that's maybe what we'll do on my time here on Pixelogic. Um, so yeah, we'll probably gonna do some more traditional folds and anatomy sculpting from reference. Michelangelo's, Bernini's, all kinds of crazy stuff. So looking forward to that once we get this glove finally finished. Um, Dude, Tim, you guys just launched your game yesterday? Holy cow. Bye, guys. If you don't know Disc Jam game, definitely go check it out. Tim Remmers. Tim? I think it's Tim. Yeah. Um, anyways, Disc Jam game looks really awesome, and they pretty much use ZBrush for absolutely everything. So, check out some of their past videos on the Pixelogic site. ZBrush Live? I think that's what it is. Yeah. Um, and check them out. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's awesome, though, man. Yo, what's up, Kenyon? All right. Where were we? So this is the glove that we were working on last month. This is the reference we were using. So we got some really, really good reference. We were just blocking out some of the major pieces. So we're just extracting. I started with a hand, previous hand that I sculpted, which was this guy. So I sculpted a hand, and then we just pulled right from there. I think it was this one? I think it was a different hand. This one. The hand I actually got. Yo, Jonas, what's up, dude? So yeah, so this I sculpted in a actual Gumroad. If you guys are interested in seeing the process for how I sculpt hands. But basically what I did is just took this hand and we just started building right on top of it. So masking my... Come on. There we go. Just masking different portions and then extracting. Yeah, that's good. Yep. Yo, V-Chens, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy? So yeah, so we took a look at the different pieces here and just started extracting them, and then we can layer those right on top of each other just by pushing and pulling. So that's the idea. Yeah, dude, it's been a while, man. It's definitely been a while. All right. So, let's see where we were. So I'm gonna try. Over the last couple of streams, I did a lot of talking, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I like to try to get a little bit more done on this round, so we can kind of get to the fun parts and out of the block-in parts. So block-in parts are always a little bit more of the tedious parts, and it's the time when your project looks the worst. So it's always easy to kind of get lost and frustrated in the beginnings. So just keep note that even people that have been doing it for a long time still go through those same things. So about 80% of the time until you're done, kind of looks like crap. So don't worry about it. Yeah, just keep going. Just keep going. Yo, Baj, how you doing, man? Okay, so the piece I was working on was this guy, I believe. Alright, so I just extracted this guy. So if we look... Alright, so this is one big piece here that comes back and around. Alright, and it covers the inside of each of these pieces here. Yo, BD, what's up, man? So the other thing too is if you guys are new to ZBrush and have not purchased it, there is a free trial button down there. Oh, I think it's right. It's actually right over there on your ZBrush Twitch channel. So if you're interested in trying it out, give it a whirl, man. This thing is awesome. ZBrush has changed my life. It's amazing. Thanks, man. It's far from good, but it's getting there. Yo, what's up, Kyle? How you doing, man? Alright, maybe just start cleaning up these edges a little bit, just because they look like crap. I could use the clip brush. Let me see if I can use the clip brush. So I want to straighten these edges down here. I may just do it by hand. I don't know. I don't really want to lose those, but you know what I could do. Let's go down to clip rectangle. Let's see if this will work. Nope, not that way. This way. Nope, not that way. I'll explain here in a second if this works. Otherwise, I'm not going to explain it. Hey, there we go. So basically what Clip Brush does is it takes everything that was on the other side of your selection and just folds it down, basically, or flattens it down. So it's taking that little spot and then just flattening it up against that portion right there. Right, so it's a good way for you to keep your polygroups, and just kind of it works probably best for low low poly stuff. I guess it could work for high poly stuff too, but good for making clean lines and not disturbing the geometry flow. Yo, Soul Assassin, what's up, man? How you doing? Extract versus polygroups and panel loops. Gorilla, you can really do it either way. It really depends on the project that you're working on and which way you're comfortable with. You know, what's that saying? There's 100 ways to skin a cat. So it's not necessarily that it was a better way to do it. It's just the way that I decided to do it at that time. That's all. Everything running smoothing, dude? Oh, good, man. It's always good to hear when you launch a game and everything's running smoothly. That's freaking awesome, man. I'm really stoked for you guys. By the way, when are you streaming next? I gotta take a look at the schedule and see who's coming up next. You know, I think Ashley is coming up next, so just gonna ease this out a little bit before I get too far into this piece. Just want to make sure I don't have any weird overlapping. Okay, that looks good. It's good enough for now. Tomorrow afternoon. Sweet. Yo, Tim. How you doing, man? Yes. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is I really want to fix this part here. Let's see if I have that extracted. I do not yet. Alright, so before I go any further, I really want to fix that area. So I want to figure out what the hell is going on in here, right? So I'm going to need to cut this piece. So I could probably just dupe it first. So usually before I jump into heavy editing of a particular piece, I'll always just dupe it. Dupe. By the way, if you guys are new to ZBrush, don't be discouraged or intimidated by my layout. I tend to I'm kind of a messy desk kind of person, where like everything's in a organized chaos. So basically what I do is I just take everything from the tool palette that I use a lot, and I bring it out here. It helps me kind of formulate the ideas and flows that I want to take, and reminds me of tools and stuff that I can use in case I forget them. Like, I always forget about morph targets, all kinds of crazy stuff, right? So I just basically pull everything out that I use a lot here and on the other side. So and then on the top. So don't be intimidated. It's pretty straightforward. If you guys are interested in picking up or getting a further explanation of why everything's here, I got a free Gumroad where you can download a quick video on it and the actual preference file. So you can check that out too. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to duplicate this guy first, which I just did. So usually what I'll do is I'll take the one that has all the history in it, and then I'll hide that guy, and then usually we'll just send this straight to the bottom. So if you hold down Shift and then do the move down, it'll actually move it all the way to the bottom. Super quick and easy, fun way to do stuff. And then I'll just work on the new one. That way, for now, in this session, I can always go back to this one and go back in time, basically. If that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to cut it here. How am I going to cut it? So the thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a selection, just a mask like this. And I want it to go through both sides evenly, so I'm going to actually use the clip. Yes, got it. I'm going to use the, what is this called? The lasso. Mask lasso. Because that will go through both sides. Alright, so I could just do something like that. And then over here, I could just unselect. Alright, so now I have it even on both sides. So what I can do is just use polygroups. So what I'll do is do group masked. There we go. And then I'll just hide that. We'll do deleted, clear the mask, and then I could do close holes. There we go. Easy peasy, right? I'll try to remember, tell you where where things are. So close holes is in geometry, modify topology, close holes, right there. Maj, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? So Tim, is a Disc Jam game is what platform can we pick that up on, and where can we pick it up? By the way, this is your chance to plug the game. Go. I think it's on Steam. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so that could probably do for right now. Alright, and then we'll just take this guy. PC and PS4. Nice. And what's your platform sale of choice? Or portal, I guess you could say. Okay, so we got that. Alright. And then let's pull this one. Nice. Dude, that's so awesome to hear. You guys so how long you guys been working on that game? Probably a while, right? Okay. So we're just gonna pull this guy into place. A year and a half in dev. That's not bad. That's not bad. Especially for smaller team production, right? So a lot of this stuff is just kind of like manually moving things into place. Nice thing about this is it's a little bit more like organic shapes. So I don't have to worry about being so... Alright, and then this guy, I think we're going to... Yeah. So this guy I want to dupe as well too. So let's dupe this guy. In this case it doesn't matter because I just opened ZBrush. So I'll just take this guy and move him down to the bottom. Turn him off. And then we'll go back here. Okay, cool. We didn't sync the company. That's always good, dude. Alright. So let's turn on ghosting just to see where we're at here. And then we'll pull this dude just like this. Alright. Yeah, two-man team, man. That's not easy, dude. For a whole game, for a year and a half, you guys are busy. Alright, so this is going to end up coming out like this, and then it comes right down into that. Like that. Alright. The question is, all right, I have to extract one more main piece. So we have this piece is actually connected to this piece, which they're actually supposed to be two different ones. So I have to take those two apart. So I have a choice. I could probably just do the extraction from the original mesh, the hand, for this piece. That's probably the best way to do it. Because we're losing a bunch there. Alright, that's the confusing part. Okay. You know what? I thought I was a lot further than this. Am I missing a piece? I think I'm missing a piece. Hold the phone. I am. Hold on one second. I think I've opened up an old one. Oh man, that would suck. Alright, hold on one second. I think I may have. Son of a bee. I did. Look at that. I knew I was further along. I was like, what? I'm totally doing this again. Alright, so this is actually where we left off last time. I was like, wait a minute, I did that before. So, this is where we left off last time. I thought I had done that stuff before. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so significant jump in time. So if you haven't seen where we got to, check out the older vids. Oh man, that sucks. That's what I get, dude. I haven't had coffee yet. That's what it is. I haven't had the coffee yet. Hold on. Nice. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, here. There we go. Yeah, this is where we were. Hey, good morning, guys. My name is Brendon Isaiah Bengtson. We're going to get started on military glove. More juice. Yeah, I know, man. It was too long. Okay, so all right, so I'll just bridge the gap here real quick. Basically, what I did between the two was I just took this guy, refined the shape a bunch, smoothed out the edges, and then basically just grabbed. Let's just grab this guy. Just grab these pieces like this. Right, just made a couple of selections, and then blurred the mask a little bit, and then went down to, so flip the mask, go down to deformation, and then just did inflate. And then just kind of clean that up a little bit. So that's how I did those pieces. Pretty easy. Straightforward. And then I have a stitch brush. A curved brush that has these stitches on it. And actually, you know what? Yeah. People can make these things, and my art looks like the wrong side of a potato. No, you know, actually, guys, before I started, when I was a kid, well, when I was a lot younger, I'm technically still a kid, so I couldn't draw stick figures to save my life, man. But you know, you just got to keep going. Let the passion fuel you. Juicy fruit is gonna move ya. All right. So this is now better. Okay. All right. Now let's just start bringing some of these pieces out. Yeah, man, I'm I won't tell you how old I am, but I'm still a kid. I'm way past 20, and I'm still a kid. Totally fine. Excuse me. All right. What piece are we going to work on then? Let's work on this piece. That's where we were working from anyways. Yeah, no, lots of potatoes. Color me Irish, I got plenty of those. Alright, so I think we're going to work on this guy. Alright, so this is going to have the holes in it. We're going to have some sculpting going on and some pinching and some curved stitches. So that'll be kind of a good example of some of these other pieces as well. Alright, so let's take a look at the whole piece here. I think what I may want to do is I may want to actually Dynamesh this, because I'm going to get into sculpting some of these details in here, and I just don't have enough of the high res to really push that. You're Peter Pan. Nice. Peter, are we going to Neverland? Alright, so before I do that, I want to dupe it. So anytime, again, at this point, I would, since I'm going to do major changes to it, and I always want to be able to try to go back, I'm just going to duplicate it. Alright, and then I'll just send this one to the bottom. Okay, and now I can play with this one all I want to. Yes, that was an awful accent. Absolutely. That's why I'm an artist and not a impersonator. All right, so let's take a look at Dynamesh resolution. Usually I'll just let's clear the mask. I'll just do a quick default, whatever the default is here, and I'll see what the resolution is. I don't want to crank it up way too high because it could be way too much or not enough. So I'll go 256 here. That's okay, man. It's all good. Sorry, clear the mask. Dynamesh. Okay, that's plenty. We've got 282,000. That should be enough to at least get us started here. So usually after I do a Dynamesh, to clean up a lot of this like pixelation or voxelation, I guess you could say, I usually just go into geometry and do a quick clay polish. That usually clean up most of that a lot quicker than me going in and doing it by hand. The important thing to remember though when doing clay polish is that it will leave like a funky mask on it, right? You can see some of that happening there. So it's always, even though you can't see the mask, really, I mean you can a little bit, just make sure you clear the mask. Alright. Yo, what's up, Oblivion? How you doing, man? So let's shape the end of the finger here. So it's really these shapes on the end of the finger that are going to help sell the fact that it's a glove and not just a hand in the silhouette. I want to make sure that I pay a little bit extra attention to how the silhouettes look. Right? These look like fingers. That looks a little bit more like a glove. Alright, now if we can see, Let's see if we can just get... If it's not actually polygons, I don't think I want it. I don't think my brain's ready to know, because I'm pretty sure these are polygons. Pretty sure those are polys. If they're not, it may be a little bit too deep for my brain to comprehend. And maybe what we'll do is, see, even here, we don't really have enough to hold those pieces nicely. So I'll take a look at where my subtool is. This one's only at 282,000. Psh. Psh. I can go way higher than that, bro. Alright, let's go to 512. I usually will just for sake of peace of mind, I guess. Projection in process. Calculating. Calculating. Haha, you thought it crashed. Negative Ghost Rider. Okay, that's a little bit better. So I think what I could do, and the other thing too is, you guys should definitely pick up a couple of extra brushes out there that are really good. Mine are Orb Crack is definitely really amazing, and Ma Cut. Both of those are really, really, really good. So I'm going to use Orb Crack. Dude, Yamuna coming out with the science over here. It's awesome, dude. That's much better. Alright, we're not going to see it up that close, but we may see it this close, and that looks totally fine. You know, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing under the hood, and I'm not an engineer. All I really care about is that it works. And it works well. I'm sure there's some kind of like trade secret thing going on there, so I don't want the NSA and the CIA on me, so I think I'm gonna stop right there when it comes to trying to figure out how they did it. Alright. So go back to my orb crack here. And I may just vary up some of these pieces here. Alright, because this will be the end of the stitch. I may just vary up some of those pieces like that. Hey Ambroria. What's up? It's Polygon Elves. I knew it. No, I thought it was the gnomes, dude. I thought it was the gnomes. We don't talk about the gnomes. Yeah, with Lazy Mouse too. If I wanted a little bit something more like mechanical, I would probably use a Lazy Mouse. But I try to, like, if I'm doing something more organic, I'll use my own, I guess, hand mechanics, I guess you could say. Just the naturalness of trying to draw a simple curve it tends to lend itself a little bit better to more, right? Because it got this nice natural feel in there. But yes, with the Lazy Mouse, it works awesome. Yes, Kenya, the microchips in our necks will explode. So I really try not to have any fatalities on my ZBrush streams. And I don't know, man. You seem like a cool dude, so we'd hate to lose you. So I'd say probably don't push it any further than that. Uh, I mean, ZBrush has had so many game-changing tools in their in in their workflow or in their pro. Dude, just Dynamesh, dude, this tool right here changed the game industry. Completely changed the game industry. There was really not a whole lot of like retopo before Dynamesh. Looks kind of like a beluga, huh? Oh. I don't know, is that what sound belugas make? I don't know what sounds belugas make, but that could be it. Oh. It's your destiny, destiny. My daughter watched a lot of Finding Dory. Yeah, there's all kinds of brushes out there. I'm trying to just use not too many um, custom ones. By the way, so another thing is keep an eye here. I move pretty quick between uh, clay buildup, move to topological, H polish, and dam standard, but mostly the clay buildup and the move to topological. So I move between those really quickly. So if you see me kind of like noodling around and doing different stuff, you can always just look up here and see which one I'm working on. Yeah, you know, honestly, I think Z remesher, and Z modeler, I don't think were as big of a game changer um, as Dynamesh was. Those other two kind of just helped in the in the pipeline that was already established, but Z Dynamesh just pretty much redefined the pipeline in a much better way. Of course, I really hate retopology, but it's much easier than the way it used to be. All right, so I think I'm going to go in and take a look at some of these larger wrinkles and just kind of map some of these guys in just to see where they're at. Yeah, what's up, 3D printed Aspie? How you doing, man? All right, so I've got some main. Maybe we'll use orb crack here. So I've got some. I'm just gonna block in the main ones here. And what I can do is turn on ghosting. I can't really see it in there. But what I want to do is I want to take a look. Here's what I'll do. So I'm going to take this guy and move him all the way up to the top. Just hold shift and move up. And then I'll move this guy to the top. What I want to do is I want to put him right underneath this guy. Why is this guy in there? Yes, Z-Bottler is awesome too. Definitely awesome. But I feel like Z-Modeler really like augmented the pipeline, right? Where you can use, Moda or Maya for some things, and then Z-Modeler for other things. It may be easier for both, but I feel like it didn't quite redefine as much as Dynamesh did. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go to this guy. I'm going to hit solo, so I'm just looking at him, and then I'm going to switch right back to this guy, which is the actual hand, and that's going to tell me where exactly those folds were, or the wrinkles in the hand, right? So right there, I'm just going to mark a couple. Right there. here. Let's actually move him back up one. Oh man, Z Modeler is so good. Just take a peek at Joseph Drust's stuff. If you go back and find on ZBrush Central the first webinar they did, the webinar, was it a webinar? I think it was a webinar. The first webinar that Joseph and Paul did for Z Modeler, so much gold in that. It's freaking crazy. I actually go back to that that webinar all the time. Okay, that's that one. All right, which is that one. Okay, good. Nice. So now I'm just making sure that, right, and then obviously it's here and here. Yeah, before Dynamesh, you really just had to make your base mesh in a different program. And then bring it into ZBrush, and then just subdivide it a bunch of times. Sculpt on the subdivision, and then you would bake down through your layers, back down to the low res. Alright, let's see. Let's see what these look like. So just gonna block these in real quick. I'm not looking for anything that's permanent. It will vary some of these up a little bit. Okay, so I also want to take into account this guy here, right? So let's undo these. Turn this back on, and now I can actually I kind of want to move that guy down a little bit. Yeah, Decimate was a little bit kind of like the first version, but Decimate gave you triangles though, or like more triangles and like uneven topology, which was kind of good, but wasn't quite Dynamesh, right? Alright, so I think I'm going to go to this guy. Let's clear the mask on this guy. And then instead of using move topological, I'm just going to use the regular move. Because I want it to move everything all together. But I gotta clear the mask first. Those are on separate ones. Son of a bee. Alright, so this guy I want to take. And this guy I want to take. Alright. Yo, keep it clean, Christ. This is a family show. Alright. So that's an issue. So when I was splitting off one of the pieces, I took part of that with it. So let's take a look at this. Let's make sure that I have the whole piece, which I don't. Okay. Yeah, those good old times, right, Kenyon? Okay, so what happened was when I split these stitches from this one, I actually split the rest of the piece from it, right? You can see the seam happening right there. So how the hell do you fix that? Good question, Brendon. Since it's Dynamesh, yeah, so let's grab this guy. Alright, so basically what I can do is I can just take this guy out, take this guy out, right? Then I have just these guys. We'll do split hidden. Turn this guy back on. Find where this guy is, which is this one. and this guy, which is that one, and then just do merge down. That's fine. Right, now it's all back together on the same, but it's not connected, right? So if I just do a Dynamesh real quick, Dynamesh. Ooh, the challenge. Let's try 512 maybe. Nope, that's not gonna work either. I may have to get back to this one. That might be interesting. Maybe keep groups. Yeah, I could do close holes as well. Oh, not that one. Maybe just close holes. No, close holes isn't gonna work either. I'll think about that one. I'll come back to it. Could use project. Weld points. Yeah, there you go. Weld points. So let's see if weld points will work. Good call. Who was that? Caitlin. Nice. Good call. So weld points should work because they're on the same spot, right? Each one of these points basically are almost on the same exact spot, so that should work. So let's do, I think it's in modify topology, weld points. I just may have to increase my tolerance. Right, so you see that starting to happen there. Not grid. Weld distance. Try that again. Right. So that's starting to happen, which is good. And again, this is Dynamesh, so I can just go back and resculpt some of those parts that may or may not. Right, because then you start getting weird things like that happening. Let's pull it back just a little bit. That should be okay. Cool. Yeah, you could do that too. You could just select this guy. Yeah, the problem is that when you do you'd have to clean up the edges first for panel loops to work, because then you'd have all kinds of crazy stuff going on in there. But that worked. Weld points actually worked probably better in that case. Thank you. Thank you. So many buttons. Yep. Absolutely. All right. Where were we? All right. Orb crack. Let's grab this guy. All right, and then we're going to move these two, right? Yeah, but if I don't need to go in and clean up those edges, I can just use weld points. Much easier. Again, there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat, right? 100 ways to skin a cat. 100 ways to skin a cat. All right, so then we'll take this guy and this guy. So I'm just going to do auto groups on this guy because I don't really care about the side poly groups anymore. Grab this dude and we're going to merge down. No, not auto groups. Let's do merge similar. Yeah, that should be fine. More than one way to skin a cat. Yeah. So like 1,000, 100, 10. You're like, if you're gonna say it, dude, say it right. For God's sakes. Alright. So now we go back to the move tool. And I can just bring all of this down together. And because they're different poly groups, I can pull those back apart again. Tomato, tomato, right? Alright, that's a little bit better. And then we'll pull this guy in. So you have to actually readjust these stitches anyways, because they're actually sitting up off the surface. So I got to readjust those guys anyways. I'm much more of a substance guy than I am a Quixel guy. Mostly because I like substances that they have their own platform. All right, so now I could take this, just do that, make sure I have the rest of this piece, and then just do split hidden again. All right, now those are back apart, and I can change them however I want to. Cool. Oops. Okay. All right. Now let's go back to my orb crack. All right, now we can sculpt around this to do a little bit more integration. All right, we got this guy that comes in kind of like this, and we got another one that comes kind of like that, and then we'll just pull these up a little bit, smooth them out. A little bit of that crunching going on. Smooth it out. Cool. That's heading in the direction that we want. So if you guys just got here, this is what I'm working on. Just went onto Pinterest and grabbed some military glove reference. Saw this guy and I was like, yeah, you know what? It's got some good pictures of both sides and a lot of different fun pieces going on. Very nice, like graphical presentation. Yeah, let's do that one. So this is what I'm working on right now. Alright, so let's just start blocking in a little bit more of these guys here. The desktop background is original character that I sculpted in ZBrush. This guy, girl. So I did that all in ZBrush, and actually all of that is fiber mesh. Maybe at the end of the stream I can actually pull it up for you guys and show you how I did some of that stuff. But all the hair and the reeds and all that stuff is all fiber mesh. Alright, let's just get some varying surfaces here. Just want to break it up, make it so it doesn't look so rigid. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Alright, so I gotta figure out what's going on there as well. So this crease here should be here, is what I'm seeing. So I think I can just move those towards each other. Yeah, absolutely. Let me just... There's my ArtStation if you guys want to check it out. But appreciate it. Thanks, man. What's a ZBrush technique? No problem, easy. ZBrush technique that you see a lot of new users ignore and miss. I'd probably say the biggest thing that I see is not utilizing the different methods of your tools, right? So not understanding the full breadth of what you can do with masking, versus what you can do with polygroups, versus what you can do with subtools and that. So I'd say for anybody who is new to ZBrush, and looking for help on figuring out which way to go, because it's quite a daunting program when you first get started. I would say spend some time and learn what the different tool sets do, and then, because all of your workflows will depend on what you understand each tool set does, right? So it's all about problem solving. So if you don't know what the tools do, then your problems become much more difficult, right? I'm actually using a 1070, a GTX 1070, but it's mostly CPU based program. I'm using a Intel i7 6700K, and I think I'm only using 16 gigs of RAM. So it's definitely CPU heavy. All right. So I think this is a little bit too thick, so I'm going to bring this stuff back in a little bit so that I can start sculpting this lower piece to meet up with this seam. Yeah, you really, especially if you're running, so if you're running ZBrush and you're streaming at the same time, that's both really heavy CPU. So you really need to have a good CPU. I think what I'm going to do is this piece actually needs to be here. So I think I'm just going to do some jerry rigging here. So, or as my family used to put it, some grandpa rigging. I'm just going to make it work. Let's pull this up here. Pull these there. Sometimes ZBrush is a really, really clean process, and other times it's really dirty. Dirty process. Your bad process. Yo, Sven! What's up, man? Sven coming out of the woodwork. What's up, dude? I can just sculpt in some of this. Alright, and then maybe what I'll do is I'll just actually bring this guy down here like this. There we go. Jerry rig it. Got a grandpa rig it. Dude, my grandpa used to fix everything with baling wire and duct tape. You should have seen it. It was awesome, man. It was awesome. Alright. So let's actually grab this guy. I want to pull... pull this in a little bit further. Right, and then now I want to actually start sculpting this guy out. Excuse me, man. So he's not at the resolution. So this is the, man. Excuse me. Alright. Man, hold on. I have a freaking frog in my throat. Anyway, so yeah, I'm using this piece as the bottom, the inside pieces, it's not at a place where I'm ready to up the Dynamesh, I guess. It's only 148. Actually, maybe, you know what? Now may be a good time. Because what I'm doing is I'm using this as the lower pieces, instead of making it all just completely separate pieces. Yeah, man, vacation was good, dude. Vacation was really good. Yeah, let's up it. So let's go to... let's say 256. Yeah, that should work okay for now. Alright, again, I'm going to just do a quick clay polish. Clear the mask. Okay, cool. Now I got a little bit more to work with, which is good. And I think what I may do is... yeah, let's just work with this. All right. Yeah, that's looking better. All right, so I'm gonna work on this seam real quick, and I'm gonna change it up a little bit because at this point you can see this inner material actually comes and splits up here, but I have it splitting down here, so I'm just gonna leave it here for now instead of redoing all of that. Yeah, I'll just leave it there like that. Who knew Oakley made assault gloves? I mean, that wasn't me, you know? I never think Oakley assault gloves, but, you know, hey, whatever. Yeah, glove love, dude. Glove love. Okay. So now what I can do is maybe I'll use Dam Standard and actually pull this up some. And again, I'm going to have to go up in resolution because that's not going to hold. But I can at least just block it in. Yeah, and then what I can do is maybe put in at least a couple of notes saying that there's tension coming through here, right? Like that. Oh. Yeah, right. And it's also important, usually when you're doing folds and stuff, it's important to make sure that they're not like super evenly spaced. But in this case, we know it's coming from a stitch pattern, so it's actually really important to make sure that they're evenly spaced, because then that tells your eye that it's coming from something that's stitched, right? I think what you could do is you can, instead of varying up the distance between them, actually this probably come out there, is varying up the amount that each one does. You know, maybe this one actually comes out further. Right, something like that. And again, usually what I'll do is I'll just pick one area to test out how I'm going to do the process for the rest of it. So a lot of times I'll spend more time on one particular area, just getting the kind of the process down of how I want to do it. And then the rest just becomes easy and just kind of mindless. Alright, we can vary up some of this depth in here as well. Alright, this is probably going to be a lot deeper in there. And then fade out like that. And maybe what I want to do is actually, instead of this being all flat right here, maybe good if I actually just brought this whole piece out just a touch. And then pull it back. Alright, just to vary up that that super flat plane. You don't want it flat like this. I want to have a little bit of a little bit difference in there, right? So when we pull back far away, look, you can even see the highlight here and a little bit more dark in here, right? Whereas like on this piece, it's pretty much just flat shading there. Oh, wrinkle sculpting is the best, dude. So good. Don't forget to save. Oh, dude, Kenyon, thank you. If anybody else, save your stuff, because I have not saved at all yet. Thanks, man. Save and iterate. Yeah, no problem, JetWorks. No problem. So another thing to note too is it's actually never mind. Forget that note. Forget that. Forget what I just said. God. Alright, I also want to do a little bit more integration here as well. Well, I'm not doing final stuff here yet, so I just kind of want to get the basics, the basic main shapes, the main reads out of it. Alright, so this is going to be kind of bulked up through here. And this is going to be kind of a larger yeah, I love sculpting folds and stuff. It's probably one of my favorite parts, just because it's finally getting to a part where you're starting to add a lot of realism to it. Right? Even just these little spots here just adds a lot of fidelity. Love that part. Love it. Yeah, I actually did, but it broke like 2 days ago. So I did a fan art piece of Warhammer 40,000 Gene Stealer. I sculpted it all in ZBrush, and actually won a sculpting competition with it. And the prize was that they were going to print it for me. So I finally got the print. Looks okay, but the arm broke yesterday, day before yesterday. But actually, I can actually show you. Check this out, guys. So this is, I don't know if you can see it. This is the print that I did, that they did, with just a little clay sculpted base that I put it on. But yeah, so I did this guy completely in ZBrush. It was a lot of fun. So I'm working on, yeah, I still got a lot of work to do on them. Yeah, it was, It was Clash of the Creatures, actually, through 3D Proving Systems. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was nice. It's always really cool to get your work like actually in your hands. You know, super rewarding. I would highly suggest anybody that is sculpting, which is like probably most of you here, because this is ZBrush channel. That's what's ZBrush is awesome at. I would highly suggest doing a sculpt and then printing it out, getting it printed. Mostly for the reason that it's super informative to you as an artist to be able to hold and translate what you make in digital to what it is in actual life. If that makes any sense. I don't like that. I like that how it was. Like that. Anyways, it makes a huge difference in your digital sculpting to be able to at least know what your piece looks like, or at least wrapping your brain around what it would look like in real life. And I also highly recommend doing actual clay sculpture, because it also helps you wrap your brain around 3D space and like forms and, you know, primary forms, secondary forms, and all that. Form 1. Well, even so, you can. There are online companies that you can just send it to, and they'll print it for you. So even if you don't end up getting or buying a printer, you can always go get one made. You know. All right. So what am I doing here? Oh, sorry. Okay, so kind of what I want to do is I want to block out this bunching in here. Yeah, I heard the Form 2 is pretty good as well. So I'm going to do some larger pieces like this. I'm going to block out a little bit more, but I really don't want to have all of this all these little jitters in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch my alpha on my clay buildup to something round, right? And then now I don't have to worry about all that little cleanup. Alright, so the bulk is going to be coming through here. Alright, and then we have we're going to have a piece that comes this way, like this. And then another one that comes here like this. And probably one that comes down there like that. Alright, so this will be kind of where that material is starting to bunch up. Alright, again, I'm thinking silhouette. So I want to make sure that from every direction that you see this, right? Because if we're not looking at it this way where we can see the fingertips, you're looking at it from this way, I want to make sure that it still reads as a glove, right? So you're going to get a lot of this bunching happening in here in different ways than what the natural hand skin would do. The hand skin. Coffee. By the way, guys, thanks for the swag. Awesome stuff. You can confirm you have a Form 1, tested Form 2 for 3 months. I'm looking to purchase one ASAP. Nice. Good to know. Good to know, man. Alright, so then we're going to have... Alright, so we have this bunching out here. Oops. I may want to bring it out a little bit more here. And again, I'm really just paying attention to to my shadow values right now. Right, I want to make sure that it's not lumpy. Just going to be a little bit. Maybe I'll actually go grab my, instead of the regular smooth, I'm actually going to go grab my smooth stronger. So I'm going to go into brush, and I'm going to go into, come on, smooth. And then I'm going to grab smooth stronger. Yep, that's fine. Now I have smooth stronger, which is dope. Yo, Redeska, what's up, man? Alright, now that's going to work a little bit better. Just evening out those surfaces. Just totally fine. Okay. Alright, so we're going to get some more bunching in this area. Like this. Let's throw some in there. Alright, so just doing big forms in here. Smooth that out. Again, just always checking to see if things look natural. Still not really looking natural. So I think what I'm going to do is actually look at my reference. Alright, so it looks like it bunches up here. But then this piece right here is more of one fold, and this actually goes in more, right? That's what this is saying. So maybe I'll just do a big fold that comes through here instead of doing a full bulk up through here. And so maybe I'll just bring this back in. Yeah, sometimes I use gravity. I tend to use gravity more in when I'm sculpting skin wrinkles. It's really, really helpful there. That's actually probably the only time I use gravity, actually, now that I think about it. So this will actually come in through here like this. And this will come down more in here. Alright, let's try smoothing most of that down now. Right. So the other thing too, to make sure that the reed is a glove, is to have different folds. One that look like material, and two that don't follow the natural or the exact palm folds. Right? So if we look at a palm, you know, we see this piece here, and we've got this piece, and we've got that, right? Like right away, those are the graphic parts that make you go, oh, that's a hand, right? Not a glove. So if we break those graphical elements and make something different, it automatically will read different from looking at a palm, right? So those are the things I think about when I'm doing pieces. Just think about the holistic view. Okay, so then we've got this piece that comes in more here, like this. And then we've got this piece coming out like this. Right, so it pinches a little bit more in here. The other thing you can do too is just use your move tool and bring it down more. Right, so I'm looking at the values of my shadows right now. Right, so I'm looking at the difference between the darkness here and how that rolls out, right? Because that's telling me what that form is. And looking at it from the side doesn't look that good. Yo, what's up, Cardboard? How you doing, man? So I'm going to pull this in a little bit more. It's starting to come out a little bit too far. Okay. And then I'm going to bulk this up through here a little bit. And then I'm going to spread this out. Right, because I really want it to feel like there's a little bit of that fold, kind of creasing in down here. All right, so and it actually follows this piece here, right? So like this material is going to fold against this because this is a harder material. So whenever you squeeze your hand like that, right, you're going to get more wrinkles through here that follows this piece. All right, then we have some that come through here like this. All right, I'm going to push this in a little bit further. So what I didn't do, I didn't have back face mask on. So that's what's happening, is it's pulling the other side through. So what I'm going to do is just grab that, pull back out, and then I'm going to go into my clay buildup, turn on back face mask. Again, back face mask can be in brush, auto masking, back face mask. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull all this in. Right, and that's not affecting this side now. So when I was doing all this over here, I was pulling the other side. And now that I have back face mask on, it's not doing this side. So basically I'm just thickening it a little bit on this side, just so I don't run into that issue. So again, I don't really care about what this looks like back here. I just want to make sure that it has enough room so that doesn't happen. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is try to pull this back in a little bit. Alright, and then try to get a little bit, and maybe sure that this isn't so straight. Maybe I want it to have a little bit of a curve to it. Alright. Something like that. Maybe we'll kind of crease this a little bit more down here. Kind of bulk this up a little bit. And even though I have Smooth Stronger on, I can, if I hold down Shift and then I hit Spacebar, that'll actually bring up my smoothing options, right? So I can even turn the Z intensity down on my Smooth Stronger. So it's I can actually change it that way too. Okay, so I'm looking at, actually, you know what, let me just pull this piece up here. So I'm looking at this specifically right here, right? It kind of comes up to here, and then this pinches in here like this. Right, and then there's a little bit of a bulk here. But the other thing that explains this shape too is these pieces, right? This nice, this nice crease here, this form kind of coming down into this curve here, and then some things going on in here. So what makes this work is not only just this part, but it's also how it integrates into the finger shapes. So I want to make sure that I nail both of those so it looks like it's doing the right thing. Patience is key for sure, man. Patience is definitely key. Especially when you're doing high res stuff. It's patience, 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 man. And then, you know, a lot of times people don't understand what it takes to create a full character. You know, so you take this type of, you know, especially like a full military character. You're like, ah, dude, it takes you like 2 months or like a month? It takes you a month to do that? Like 8 hours a day? A month? Like once you start like getting into it and looking at all the details that go into each piece, you're like, this is just the freaking hand, man. This is just the hand, bro. Alright, so we got a little bit of bulk here. Alright, so this shape kind of comes up this way. This goes in a little bit more. So right now we're starting to get a little bit more of this rounding here. And again, I'm paying really close attention to my shadow values as I'm doing this, right? So it gets really dark down in here, which is good. And then I'm starting to get a little bit in here. So I should probably push this in a little bit more. Fade that out. Right, so now I got this nice fall off that comes through there. And again, this is another reason why I have my light placement out here, so that I can change this really quickly on the fly. Okay. I think maybe just put it right back there for now. Okay, so let's take this crease out because we're going to redefine this. Gotta work on that patience. Well, I have a 2-year-old, so patience is key. Very much so. Alright, so this one comes out here and then just fans out a little bit like this, and then falls right into this shape. Okay, and then we've got a crease that comes in here like this. We'll even this one out here. And actually maybe it falls off a little bit more here. Like that. It's good. Thanks, Ravi Black. You're listening to the smooth sounds of Brendon Isaiah Bengtson. Thanks for tuning in this morning, guys and girls. Today on the stream, we're making a glove. This is what happens when you can't listen to music. Alright, so then this guy is going to come down like this and probably split off down here like that. Clay is so smooth because high res? Yeah, this guy's fairly high res. If we look at him, he's 1.1 million. Yeah. Usually, we'll try to get it up. If I'm doing small things like this, I'll at least try to get up to 1 million. At least for a small part. This one probably, I wouldn't subdivide it again because that would be, what, 4 million? 4 million is just a little bit too much. Plus, like, this is probably the closest we'll see it. maybe like this close. And that's holding it okay. That's holding all of this information. That's totally fine. Yeah, I know, right, Sven? I'm missing my Irish jams right now. It's okay though, like sometimes you just gotta work with what you got, or with what you don't got. In this case. Okay, so we've got some bulk coming in through here like this, and they're gonna fall off this way. Yo, what's up, Linux? How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. It's like Enrique Iglesias when he does his like movie announcer voice. Today on ZBrush Live, one man, one stylus. uh. Where can I learn using ZBrush? Probably the best place to start is Z Classroom. Z Classroom is from Pixelogic. They have an amazing what would you call it? They have a really good stance on education when it comes down to their software. They provide some of the best free training videos and stuff out there. So go to Z Classroom. It's amazing, and it's all free, man. All free. What do you say? Free? Shut up. All right, let's add a little bit of bulk through here. Okay, so let's take a look at what this is looking like. All right, so looking a little bit more like material, which is heading in the right direction. Again, we have to do a lot more work down here, which is fine. We'll get that. We'll get that. All right, this is really, I'm feeling good about this right here, mostly because it's kind of a natural. It really flows down into this nicely, and it's you never really see like when you're looking at your actual palm, there's a clear division between the finger and the palm, and even when you like cup it like this, there's always a clear division right there. So when you break that graphically, it automatically tells your brain that, oh, that's not a palm, right? It's something else. And that's what I'm really trying to focus on, is the graphical reads and making sure that first and second reads are correct, I guess it's more my graphic design side coming out. But it's super important though, when you're creating art, is that you want the experience to, you want what's your first like gut instinct of what that thing is, right? You always want that to be super clear. And then, what's your second read? What's your third read? Those types of things. At least from a graphic design point of view. This I'm going to bring in some. Yep, free. Well, the software's not free. So, actually their ZBrush's stance on education is amazing. Basically, what they did was they said, well, we want people to be able to use our software. How are we going to do that? Well, we need to teach people how to use the software. So why not make great education so that people can use it, right? Because that's why you make software in the first place, right? I'm try to pull this out just a little bit here. Small steps, right? The catastrophe. Small steps. Okay, so it's going to fade out. So this piece is going to fade out here and get more pinched in here. So I want to make sure that I have a nice seam coming in through here, and then that's fading out through there. Alright, so this piece is going to come in like this. And I can actually move it through this piece, because this is going to tell me when I get back to detailing this piece that I need to continue these through this piece, right? Alright, so we got this piece that comes in here. We got a secondary fold that comes down this way. Man, yeah, my first sculpts in ZBrush, dude. I think everybody's first sculpts are interesting, I guess you could say. Actually, it looks like this curve is wrong. It's too shallow. So looking at this right here, like this seam actually comes up to where this fold is right here. So there's more distance between this seam here than I have in mine. And I'm looking at this distance here too, in between this seam and this piece. Right? So this all needs to come over more. And this needs to come up more. Again, this is all Dynamesh, so I don't mind resculpting some of this stuff. If I feel like I'm losing it too much, you know? And to think about it, actually, check this out. This piece actually comes around here and has a distance between here. Mine's actually coming down through here. Dude. Yeah, the other thing too is check out Ask ZBrush. Ask ZBrush, I think it's their Twitter handle, but they have a whole series of like really quick, I bet you didn't know type of videos. They're like a couple minutes a piece. Really awesome stuff. It's like tips and tricks type of stuff. And basically what they do is somebody will hit them up on Twitter with the handle. I think it's the hashtag is Ask ZBrush. And Joseph or Paul will I think maybe Joseph does all of them. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna have to do some big fixing on this piece. Basically, I need these connected. Anyways, you can hit them up on Twitter with the hashtag AskZBrush, and a lot of times they'll make a quick video on what to answer the question. So like, oh, how do you use polygroups for that one thing that I can't really remember how to do? And they're like, oh yeah, a lot of people have this issue. So they'll do like a quick 5-minute video answering those. So take a look at their the Pixelogic's YouTube page, specifically on Ask ZBrush. Awesome. Yes, that's the hashtag. Yes. Dude, those guys, man. I've been using this. I've been using ZBrush for a long time, and I still learn a ton of stuff from listening to Joseph and Paul. Those guys, man, ridiculous, raw. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of manhandle this, try to get it into place. And again, so it's Dynamesh, and it's going to hold, so I could probably just as easily just re-Dynamesh it real quick, but I kind of want to get it into place first. Because once I Dynamesh it, I want it to be connected. Okay, let's save first. Save it! Coffee. Okay, and then I think we're ready to Dynamesh and reconnect these guys. So let's try it. Keep fingers crossed. It's totally gonna mess up. Come on, give it to me. Come on, baby. Yes. Worked. Look at this. Great success. It's alright, we're back. No worries. No worries. It's all good. It's all good. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so let's bring this out here. Push this back in. Push that back in. Pull this out. Push that in. So again, I'm just holding down Alt when I'm using the Move tool, and that will pull out from the normal where I click, or push in from the normal where I click. Super, super helpful. Yo, James, what's up, buddy? I don't have the power. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to kind of rig this into place. You just kind of pull this stuff up. A lot of times you just kind of have to. Let's put this back to this one just for now. You just kind of have to rig things back into place, you know? Pull this one back out. And push that in a little bit, pull this one back out. Right? You just kind of, sometimes you just gotta muscle through it. Be able to use my flatten a little bit. There you go. Flatten. Or H polish is good. Again, with H polish, you can just do regular, or if you do Alt, it'll actually pull it out, right? That's really helpful as well. Hey, look at that. Oh, snaps. Alright. Okay. Now we actually got to bring it up a little bit more. Alright, make sure it actually lands in the location that it needs, that it's supposed to. Alright, this actually curves up a little bit further here. This actually comes up a little bit further here. Yeah, Z Classroom definitely. Especially since they updated the Z Classroom site. So good. So good. I actually still go to Z Classroom and look stuff up. No, Pavlovich, I learned a ton of stuff from Pavlovich. He's a little bit more quicker than I am. I use it a little bit quicker than a lot of people. Um, his style is just his mind's going a lot faster than his brain is. So we all do it differently, though. Oh no, man, I'm a Pavlovich fanboy too, man. He did a talk at GDC a couple years ago. I think that was probably one of the first major times that I watched some of his stuff, and then from there, man, he's doing a lot of great stuff for the industry, putting out tutorials and stuff too. So he's been doing a lot of good stuff, man. Lots of good stuff. Okay, cool. That's a little bit better now. That's what videos are good, man. Yeah, right, James? Okay, so let's continue this. Grab this piece and just pull it up. So one of the big reasons why I ended up doing this process for this particular piece and doing extractions and stuff is because I knew that I was going to have to take the shapes and manipulate them. Right, I wasn't really concerned about the inner depth, what's going on inside the hand. Um, I wanted to make sure that I could control the depth of the what do you call them, stitches, right? And change their shape a lot. So that's one of the big reasons why I decided to do it this way. All right, so this is going to come up here. All right, that's a little bit better. Yes. That's better. Oh no, 3D printed. I actually started back in 2002, man. I'm an old schooler. I actually started out 3D in Lightwave, believe it or not. Yeah, but I still remember when, you know, ZBrush first came out. It was crazy. Like, wait, you can sculpt in like millions of polys? What is this magicry? Craziness. Redeska. That's awesome, dude. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I actually think this is going to come up a little bit higher, too. Maybe like this. And then we'll just sculpt this out. Even it out. Damn. That's even further dark. Dang. You got me beat on that one. Okay. Alright, that's looking better. Looking better. Oh, Lightwave. That's actually pretty much the reason why I use Moto now. Is because it has a very old Lightwave feel to it. Mostly because it was the same guys. Or this, I think it was the main engineers that went and made Moto. Okay. So let's just make sure that these main folds are working correctly. So we got another one that comes this way like this on that one. Moto, bro. Dude, moto. Moto for days. Okay, this piece is going to come up like this. Got some bulk coming in here. This is going to fade through there like that. There we go. So now we got some cool things happening in there. Okay, and then let's redo this part. And there's like this really cool little step thing happening in here, right? So we got this really nice like pinching going through here. We got like this little almost S curve, and then a nice little pinch coming in through here, right? And then we've got this shape here, right? And then we got some pinching going on through there. So again, this piece right here, just those shapes automatically read not a palm, but a glove, some kind of material, right? So let's just bulk that out real quick. All right, so usually what I'll do is I'll just take dam standard and then just sculpt out where those pinched pieces will be, like this. All right, we got another pinched piece here. And then I'll come in with like my clay buildup. And then this will be, right, comes down here like this and fades out there. Alright, and we've got kind of like this action coming in through here, and we've got a little bit of bulk up there. Fade those pieces off. Let's pull this in. Sorry guys, I'll get back to chat here in just a second. Alright, so we've got a piece that comes in like this. Okay, we got this comes in here, and then a piece that comes down like this. Alright, so we're going to pull this all down. It's going to fade out like that. Okay, then this piece is going to bulk up a little bit right there. And maybe we'll have like this little piece that comes in here, that goes in like that. Alright, and then we've got maybe a little bit of creasing happen there. Right, Darkin? Oh man, those are the old days, dude. Those are the old days. Okay, so we've got that kind of happening. Alright. Look, it looks like material. Oh my god! Years ago, I was still trying to eat crayons. Alright, so this is going to actually fall off this way. Alright, so we've still got maybe a little bit coming in through there. And then we'll bulk up this here. Make that fall off that way. Then again, I can always come back and just push this around a little bit just to see if that shape will be better. And actually, it's going to be a little bit more curved through here. Like that. There we go. Closer to that. Yeah, Bryce and Poser. Oh man. Yeah, VX. What's up, man? VFX Tobias. Thanks, buddy. Um, if you guys aren't following the Pixelogic site or channel here on Twitch, definitely hit that follow button. Hit it up. Hit it up. Also, looks like we're getting close to wrapping up for the morning. Next up today, I think, is Ashley A Cubed, I believe. I'm gonna see where that is. Does anybody have the schedule for the rest of today? If any of the ZBrush guys are here. I think Ashley's coming up next. I can see the schedule. I think if you go to zbrushlive.com, I think it has it. Actually, let me check real quick. Or ZBrush Central. zbrushlive.com. Oh, yeah, Ashley postponed. Ah, that's right. Thank you for letting me know. So she is not going to be up next. Schedule. Take a look at that schedule. What is today? So next up is going to be on the 9th, which is going to be Tim Rapp. Tim. If you guys want to look at the calendar, here's a quick link. There you go. So yeah, I think that's probably going to be it for me for today. So we got some good stuff done. Feeling good about where it's heading. Not as much as I'd like to get done, but it's moving in the right direction. Looking more and more like a glove all the time. And yeah, I think that's, hey, look at that. Right on time. Right on time. Cool. I will be back on the 22nd. So it'll be a couple weeks. And we got some awesome stuff in between now and then. So keep track of everybody that's going to be on. Tim Rapp is going to be up on the 9th, as well as Matt Thorup. Definitely some awesome stuff. And if you guys are interested, below on the Twitch page, if you're on the Pixelogic Twitch page, is the trial button. So if you guys are interested in trying out ZBrush, there is a trial there. So yeah. Awesome. You can also, if you want to follow some of my other streams, I also have a Twitch channel, so you can follow me there. There's some Gumroads that I have that if you guys are interested for the interface, or if you want to go through the hand tutorial, that stuff is there as well too. And with that, thank you. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Yeah. Hope you guys had fun. Hope you guys learned a thing or two, but most of all, I hope you were inspired to go make your own cool stuff. So go make some cool stuff in ZBrush. Alright, guys. Hasta luegos. Yeah, here, you can... I'll give you my Twitch handle right now. Hold on. Twitch TV. Hold tight. That's the one. There you go. That's my Twitch channel. So I'll probably be on there later this week, and we'll be doing some other stuff. So thank you guys for all the follows. If you're not following the Pixelogic Twitch channel here, definitely give them a follow, and we will see you guys soon. Thank you very much. Hope you guys had fun. Talk to you guys soon. Later.